Steeplechasing is the most dangerous equestrian sport of all. With its roots in fox hunting, a steeplechase course can feature 30 to 50 jumps, log fences, stone walls, hedges, even creeks. Every race course is different. The only constant is the risk of injury. In Australia, the premier steeplechase is the Adelaide Cup. 70,000 fans are on hand to see 26 jockeys vie for $100,000 in prize money.
Gun at the rail and wandering jerk 3 deep as they go to the next big brush.
Veteran jockey Simon Mills and his mount Sir Sagamore are considered one of the favorites with odds of 8 to 1.
The moment you and the horse are brought together on race day, there's got to be a team sort of effort put in.
They're off. And Roman Gunner...
The track is fast and the race goes smoothly.
It was Sir Sagamore as they clear the first, and over they go.
As they near the finish, Simon and Sir Sagamore are in second place. But on the third to last jump, Mills is thrown.
On the approach to the fence, everything was right up until about 3 or 4 strides away, and then that's when it all started. He shortened stride, and that's when I realised his timing was out. Everything was out. On the landing side of the fence, I was all over his neck, in the wrong position and bailing out.
Mills is thrown forward over Sir Sagamore's neck and hits the ground in the middle of the pack. In an instant, he realizes his foot is caught in the stirrup. I
didn't even have time to panic, but I can remember crossing through my mind, you know, I'm definitely a wheelchair job. You know, that's all I could see were wheelchairs.
It's almost impossible for Mills to get out of the stirrup now, according to trainer Hunter Nenman.
He got popped loose in the air over the jump. His foot probably lifted up out of the stirrup a little bit, and it just slipped right through his foot. Once it goes through the stirrup, it's really hard to get it out.
The moment I noticed my foot was caught, naturally I tried to pull it free, but at that speed I was just a bit like a bag of potatoes.
But the real trouble is just ahead. Another jump, 4 feet high, made of solid logs. If the horse slams Mills into the fence, it will likely kill him.
Wondering whether you're going to be alive in another few seconds. It was just terrifying.
Sir Sagamore does take the jump, but flies so high, he catapults Simon completely over the top of the fence.
It was just lucky the horse took off a lot earlier than he normally would have, and catapulted me over it, you know, clear of the jump. When I landed the other side and thought, you know, I haven't hit this fence, I'm still all right. But then I still had the problem of, when's this thing going to end?
The jockeys behind Mills witnessed the accident. They are sure that his situation is hopeless, including his friend and fellow jockey, David Londrigan.
The way his body was getting flung around, it was just like a rag doll, and I honestly thought that he was dead.
Mills is still being dragged, and there are 2 more fences ahead. Londrigan gives up all thought of finishing the race and tries to save his friend instead.
When we went over the fence, I thought he was dead, and that's why I sort of thought, well, I can't let the body get dragged up straight.
Londrigan fights to get Sir Sagamore under control by jamming him towards the rail. The horse slows. Again, Mills is flung into the air, but finally his foot comes out of the stirrup and he rolls to a stop.
I moved my head from side to side and give my toes a wiggle, and I thought, well, I'm still intact. It wasn't until I went to get my helmet off I realised my arm was back up behind my head.
Mills realizes his left arm is broken, but he has no complaints. He knows how fortunate he is to be alive.
If I'd hit the fence full on, they'd be putting me in a bag. If I just hit it, maybe I would have got away with just, you know, no use in my arms and my legs. But to completely miss the fence was freakish. It was truly amazing.
In steeplechasing, 1,500-pound horses and 100-pound jockeys are a dangerous mix. The control the jockey has over his horse is crucial.
You're working with an animal that is upwards of 5'8", you know, 1,500 pounds. They have a very small brain.
Hunter Nenman trains both horses and riders.
You're asking horses to jump and take all 4 feet off the ground and land on the other side of a jump and hope that all 4 feet come with you. It doesn't always happen.
Horses are easily distracted. If it happens in a race, the consequences can be disastrous.
If a plastic bag blows by, they're going to stop and look at it and go, oh, whoa, what was that? And that's where sometimes your horse will run out, or they might add a stride or try and leave out a stride in front of a jump. Their attention span is very short.
Picasso, maybe Ruff has made a huge run. He's gone.
Sir Sagamore lost his concentration, mistimed his jump, and threw his rider. But thanks in part to a fellow jockey, Simon Mills survived.
Normally I was one of the toughest steeplechase riders around. I'd knock them down and flatten them and do all sorts of things to win a race. But this particular day, yeah, it just, the race, as I said, just went out of my mind, and I just tried to my darndest to try and save him.
He knows how I feel, and I owe my life to him.
In Adelaide, racing fans will always remember Simon Mills as the jockey who had both an incredible accident and the good luck to survive it.